play of the game from way down.
True, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bob says Tickle gonna find Rainer.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming series. We're going to run a replay cast. Now keep in mind we are on a delay of 30 seconds even though it's a replay cast since we're still watching from the earlier setup here. So just wanted to make sure that you were aware. And we're going to see a match here between Main Tank Uther and Tickle Me Tassadar. This match took place here 2 days ago. And Silvara cashed in some channel points. We'll have to come up with some other name for them or give a little icon for those, but for this one here. So since this is a replay, we don't have drafts. We don't have a lot of things here, unfortunately, but we do have the map band. So I'm going to go ahead and show you those. So Main Tank Uther banned out Alterac Pass and Braxis Holdout. Cursed Hollow and Volskaya Foundry were banned out by Tickle Me Tassadar. The first game is, looks like Infernal Shrines. Do not know which team picked it, unfortunately, because the replays that were uploaded don't show on Hero's profile yet. So, but that said, game is all set up and ready to go. So let's get right into this. All right, over here on the left, we've got Main Tank Uther. It's going to be J-Lux on the Uther, Thunderstruck on the Blaze, Hunter X on Junkrat, Tayuki on Alex Raza, and Jimmy playing the Jaina. And over here for Tickle Me Tassadar, we got Serenian playing Sonya, I think. Yep. Thicon playing the Gul'dan, Broomboy on Johanna, Garland on Hanzo? Hanzo, yes. And then Bashing playing the Stukov. And we're going to turn off chat since none of that actually applies to us here. Interesting. My my desktop bar is over the game. I can't actually see it. Let's see if I can tab out of this. That didn't work either. All right. Well, I won't be able to see some of the talents, so I'll just keep those up for you guys and figure it out later. Do we know the drafts? Unfortunately, we do not, Monkus. The hero's profile information doesn't show, so this is all we got, at least for now. It may show later. So, stun coming in onto Garland there from J-Lux. The concussion mine booping him away, but sitting just fine and healthy. I might try to see if I can fix the problem between games here. And J-Lux can go ahead and stall out the rotations from Tickle Me Tassadar. Taking a lot of damage though. Doesn't have a whole lot of health either. Does have the auto attack quest, so should be able to get that mana brought back up pretty quickly. As both teams fully committing to their siege camps here. Both sides. 4 of them. But we've got Tickle Me Tassadar heading down into the bot lane to gather that XP. J-Lux coming in with the rest of the team. They've got Gul'dan zoned out pretty well here. And Uther doesn't have a lot of mana, so is fairly low. We heard the concussion mine, but it didn't seem to hit anybody. So either Broomboy had Iron Skin or just off on the placement here. Speaking of concussion mine, does get the boop there, but Jimmy taking some damage from Hanzo. Just about getting caught there, is going to make it. But up here in the top lane, Serenian getting some work done and killing that Blaze. And so far, 2 kills to 1 with that kill there. So rotations down into the bot lane, keeping the soak a little bit even. The kill's definitely giving a slight advantage over here to Tickle Me Tassadar, as now the Shaman Camp gonna get picked up for Tickle Me Tassadar. A little bit ahead of the timer here, so either they're gonna hold this, which it looks like is exactly what they're gonna do. So they want to have that going while the Punisher, while they're working on the shrine, so that it can push out that top lane. And much the same, we got main tank Uther wanting to get the bot camp for the same reason, just in opposite lanes here. It's a little bit farther as well away from the shrine, so I kind of expect to see Hanzo hang out here. He does have target practice, so he's got a little bit to go on the quest, but should be able to clear these in a relatively quick format. And really, right now, it's Gul'dan that provides the bulk of the clear on the shrines anyway. But not if he's getting booped all over the place. It makes it very difficult. Oh, I can see the count. 9 to 8, it looks like. So very even in the counter as Blaze clearing up in the top lane. Hanzo is going to come in and try to help out here. The silence going out onto Alexstrasza's circle there, and Jimmy falling very low is going to be the first kill here. Second kill going to be the Uther, and I think Uther actually was trying to heal Jaina, but ended up tagging the Alexstrasza. So looks like this first Punisher is going to go over to Tickle Me Tassadar, as they only need 8 more to go here, as they do have level 7s as well. And in the bot lane, not a whole lot of value out of this camp. The 2 Kaz are getting a little bit, but not getting too far there. And this is a frozen Punisher, so it is going to get some lockdown onto the structures here. It's going to get a lot of damage onto Uther and getting a silence as well, but the concussion mine knocking Johanna over the side, making use of that Iron Skin to make sure that she's nice and healthy, as the rest of the team clearing out that side wall. But that's damage that ended up going into a wall that potentially could have been into players or into that mid fort. So the well is going to remain, and the fort's sitting at about 60% health still. But main tank Uther coming in looking for this aggressive camp here. They're going to pull back as the rest of the team's showing up here. And then they're going to go back in. A little bit of a yo-yo right here. We do have a 5-on-4 as Blaze is not in this. Jimmy's going to fall here thanks to the Sonya Whirlwind. And Hanzo's actually going to get the kill onto Alexstrasza off to the south here. Blaze falling very low, coming in with the corruption damage from Gul'dan. And is this a spell power one? Dragon Hungers. It is the spell power one. So Hanzo looking for those Stormbow shots to increase his spell power. And now we're going to see Tickle Me Tassadar coming in and getting the aggressive camp. Now, Tickle Me Tassadar is a team that was the Div C Grand Champions. They made some adjustments to their roster and thought that they would see how things went in Division A. Very strong team, so overall, I think they've performed pretty decently in Division A. They, you know, especially for coming from, you know, skipping over a division entirely. Certainly some struggles against some of the teams, but they're getting some points. And main tank Uther, I don't know as much about them. I don't know. They weren't under their name last season if they were in NGS. I don't really recall. So they may have, you know, they may be a team from Heroes Lounge, or they may be just an entirely new team. As level 10s picked up here a few moments ago for Tickle Me Tassadar. So they do have a bit of an advantage here with that Dragon Arrow, Leap, Massive Shove, Blessed Shield, and Horrify. At least for a few more moments. And it looks like level 10 is going to be coming up here in just a few seconds here. So we got the Ring of Frost, the Divine Storm, Bunker, Riptire, and Alexstrasza is going to take that Cleansing Flame. And this time it looks like maybe Blaze is rotating down, looking to see if he can't get a Jet Propulsion engage. But Thicon paying attention, scouting out. Blaze making his way in. And so no engage there. Now, this definitely was seen, and we can see the pings here calling for the danger. So Sonya is pulling back. Let's put these down for a moment. So ultimately, not able to quite get there, but Sonya pulled off of the point. So at the very least, that Shaman camp will not be pushing for Tickle Tassadar during this objective. Which is, I mean, that's very helpful. That means that this is entirely even, other than the level advantage here. Riptire coming in from below does have pretty significant value there, getting some kills onto the minions. Silence coming out, however, gonna get the kill onto Jaina. Uther following thereafter, and Blaze dropping the bunker here is gonna be able to walk out making use of that new habits. Cleansing Flame not quite enough to keep the team alive there. So Tickle Tassadar taking the lead in the Shrine minions, working their way toward 40. And this one's going to be an Arcane Punisher. And there is no wall. So jumping it is only going to provide so much value. And they just have the Junkrat and Alexstrasza here. Now they've got the Uther. He's going to take the jump, bait the jump there. Has the armor. The silence coming out, though, is going to make things a little bit more difficult. They do get that abundance from Alexstrasza, keeping him a little bit healthy, but this fort is all but gone. And the Punisher is taking a bunch of damage from the fort, so it's going to be under half health. They should be able to bait it over this next wall and get it down pretty quickly. The real question here is they don't have a Horrify, at least not yet. There is, however, a Dragon Arrow. So if they can get a good vision, they could potentially set up for a bush gank. Like right here, they could set that up, especially with this camp that they're picking up, because they have multiple ways to stun and Horrify is back up. But they're content just grabbing the camp, getting the XP, pushing the lane up a little bit for this siege camp to get some value, and getting their own siege camp. Up in the top lane, Sonya versus Blaze. Was the case, but now it's not. Uther's gonna get the stun onto Sonya, popping off with the Divine Storm, as Sonya leaping right onto Jaina, and Jaina does not have that ice block yet. Silence coming out may be just enough to keep Sonya alive as she gets away with about 150 health. That feels really unfortunate, because that was quite the catch on the rotation there between top and mid, as Sonya was coming down and getting those stuns, locking her down, but just not quite having the damage that they needed to finish the job. Riptire coming out on the hunt. Probably going to be, yep, I was going to say, probably going to be used just to clear out these minions here. Yeah, Monkus, Tickle Tassadar is pushing pretty hard here, and I think, from what we've seen, main tank Uther has tried to be aggressive in places that they ultimately didn't, like it was, low reward, medium risk, or high risk, and sometimes they made it out, and sometimes they just took a bunch of damage on their way. And I think that's probably the biggest difference here is that they haven't been able to get the value out of the plays that they want to. And it's 9 kills to 1. It shows in the level 16 to 14 so far. Yeah, the Jaina build is a little bit, abnormal. Going into that auto attack build as well. The arcane, what is that? Arcane intellect. So getting a lot of extra, mana return, but we see it in the frostbite here, sitting at 4,600. not quite getting the value out of that they were hoping for. And there's target practice completed for Hanzo, so now he's going to have extra damage on top of the explosive aspect to his arrow, so he's going to provide a lot of value on these shrine defenders as well. Hey, Broom Boy. Absolutely, my pleasure. You can thank Silvara for cashing in a whole bunch of those channel points. I mean, I probably would have considered getting this one anyway, but you know, it doesn't hurt having the request made. So, all right, quarter of the way already is Tickle Me Tassadar. They still have the level advantage for 80% of this level, and Sonya working up in the top lane to keep pushing that level advantage as well. But again, I mean, Gul'dan just clears this, doesn't even really need the rest of the team. The rest of the team's just here to make sure that main tank Uther doesn't come in. And they're going to rotate safely, try to gather this XP up in the top, and set up a defense. I mean, they got to try to defend this basically at their keep. And I don't know if grabbing this camp is really worth it. I mean, yes, you're at 39, but now main tank Uther 100% is going to have level 16s. Like, it wasn't a lot of time, but that extra 30 seconds could have been, you know, time that they get to the fort instead of the when they don't have 16s. Maybe they get it. Maybe they get a kill there. But in any case, that fort or that shaman camp is going. The boop over the wall there, and Ring of Frost coming out. A big rip tire. It's going to be Sonya going down. Jalux getting shoved back from the Stukov, and Bunker was dropped in there as well. So this Punisher going to get taken out here, and with that kill onto Sonya here, Blaze Jet propulsioning in. There's the Divine Storm. Gul'dan going to fall, and now Johanna's in full retreat using that Iron Skin. We've got Dragon Form popped as well from Alexstrasza. Not sure if they'll be able to find another kill here. Everybody's mounted up, so they're able to keep going. But main tank Uther needs to find value now. They finally are ahead in a man advantage, so they need to make use of that, and this is not how you do it. Taking a 3v3 fight on a camp that's already attacking you. So this might work now that they've got the fourth player. Jaina coming in with the Blizzard, and Garland should be able to jump over the wall if he needs to, but Uther's going to be the first to fall. Now Jaina may fall as well, as Hanzo popping off with the shots here. Sorry, I don't think I showed 16. So yeah, I mean, that was super sketch. And here comes Sonya. Does she have leap? She does have leap. She's gonna, oh, goodbye, Alex. Rip. So ultimately 3 deaths when they were up. That feels really bad. I think the value there, the value play, oh no, that was a complete turn off of Junkrat's ult, so now it's on full cooldown here as well. Yeah, that's what I meant, Monkus, was the man advantage. Yeah, ahead on the people on the board. So this is all but certainly going to be a keep in the bot lane, and there goes the benediction there on Uther. Now he's just trying to stay alive. Isn't going to make it, as level 20 is available here for Tickle Me Tassadar. I mean, they win here, right? Like, they walk up, take the core? No, they don't? Alright, okay. They come in to get the middle keep. Here comes Alexstrasza with the Cleansing Flame. Root hits onto 3. The Sonya getting knocked away from with the concussion mine there. The massive shove coming out. Horrify gonna hit the Jaina, and now they go win the game. They do have a catapult coming in. They do not go in the game. I'm disappointed. I'm so disappointed. What is happening? 40% of their team's gone. Everybody's basically full health. And we're gonna go get a Punisher. Okay. Alright, well, Tickle Me Tassadar still, like, they've got full control over this map. They have all of their forts. They have all their keeps, obviously. They still have their level 20s. They have an advantage for a full level. And this is going to be very difficult to defend against. So right now, main tank Uther are doing is exactly what they need to do. They need to get level 20s, and they need to get the level 20s before this Punisher gets to their keep, if at all possible, so that at least they have some kind of defense. They just have to be careful because, of course, it's a frozen Punisher. It's going to lock down the keep. And they don't quite have level 20s. They did leave the bot lane here completely open. It looks like Blaze is going to try to get down there and catch that soak. So we will see here if main tank Uther can get their level 20s and, you know, get this fight to turn in their favor here. Punisher is going to get the leap onto Uther. Uther's going to get stunned again, and that's going to be Uther going down. Ring of Frost hitting 2, but not quite in a position to be able to follow up on it. I mean, Cleansing Flame is coming out. Jaina completing her Frostbite quest there, so she now has access to Ice Block. And level 20 is now available here for main tank Uther. They are still down their main tank, basically. Horrify whiffing because of the bunker, so good job on Blaze to get that out. Punisher jumping onto Blaze here, trying to jet propulsion out, but did not have the unstoppable. And jet propulsion just gets destroyed if you try to do it when you're rooted. Just doesn't happen. Core falling now, no shields. Thicon getting the corruption onto the core. And it looks like now they win the game. All right, we'll show these talents here for a moment. Let's see, that was won by the red team? Yeah. All right. So we are gonna see if I can clear up the whatever the hell it's called. I don't even remember what it's called. The bar at the bottom of the screen. I can't get it to go away. I need you to go away. Not got no trait value. Rip. Good point. Good point. I cannot get this to stop. Well, that's gonna be annoying. I had some kind of like disconnect issue with my thumbnail with GIMP basically, and it screwed up my pop-up bar at the bottom. Let's close out everything that I can. I'm waiting for HOTS to reopen here, just so you guys are aware. There we go. And let's get into game 2. So game 2 is going to be on Dragonshire. And once again, I have no idea who picked this. That's okay. So thanks again for hanging out, everybody. Obviously, earlier we got to see that B West matchup between Feigned Competence and Phoenix Rising Onyx. So getting a replay cast in here to kind of, in a way, get a double header done for the night. You know, get a couple casts done. Hopefully before the apocalypse of the patch going live that I expect tomorrow. I expect we'll see a nerf on Oriole, maybe even a little bit of a nerf on Deathwing. Just my thoughts, but we'll see. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, Monkus, I don't know who picks each of these because the hero's profile information isn't updated. But come back and check, like, you know, in a day or two, and hero's profile may be updated. You can check the replay browser to see that. So on the left here, it's going to be main tank Uther. We've got J-Lux playing Diablo, Hunter X on the Zarya, Jimmy playing Vala, I think, Tayuki on the Uther, and Thunderstruck playing Rexxar. Over here to the right, we got Tickle Tassadar, Bashing playing the Rhaegar, Serenian on Kael'thas, Thicon on Falstad, Broomboy on Garrosh, and up here in the top, Garland playing the Kira. Alrighty. So again, I'm not really going to be able to talk about talents as much because of the pop-up bar at the bottom, but I don't think I can get rid of it unless I literally close everything out. So you'll be able to see them. I just can't. Some of them I can. So throw in onto the Diablo. Diablo is probably safe, maybe. Diablo's going to go back in. Almost charges into the Flame Strike, ends up getting the kill onto the Falstad. I admit, I didn't think that was how that was going to turn out. I thought somebody else was going to die, but that worked out, so fair enough. Thank you, Thicon. So Thicon saying that main tank Uther took the first pick on this. Do you happen to recall who took first, or who took map pick on Infernal Shrines, Thicon? If you happen to know, that'd be great. And hashtag no spoilers. I mean, I know the results, but people in chat don't necessarily know the results, so, you know. Both teams working on their siege camps. Going to be a little bit faster on the side of main tank Uther. And the charge looking for the Garrosh. They do get the flip here. And Vala doing what she can to chunk down Broomboy. Not sure if Diablo's going to have, yeah, not quite enough to get the kill there. 35? So close. That armor trait for Garrosh keeping him nice and healthy here as Rexxar is going to get started up in the top. Garland having to use the tap. And we're going to see, it is going to be the Dragon channel available here for main tank Uther. Now Falstad is in the middle, but he's entirely by himself. So if they can catch a quick stun on him, they could get him. But Garrosh is going to flip the bottom before they can channel. Well, I know you know the results, Thicon. Come on. Garland up here could be in danger to the Rexxar, but Rexxar now has the Falstad coming in, and Rexxar has no mana, so never mind. Garland is just fine. And Tayuki getting onto the point, trying to flip it over before Falstad can trigger the top lane and give the channel over to Tickle Tassadar, but they are able to stall that out just in time. Main tank Uther chose Infernal Shrines. Got it. Okay. Charge in onto the Kael'thas, looking for the overpower. There it is, and they get the second kill for them so far this game here. Falstad rotating down into the bot lane as well. Checking in on Kira. Let's show these 10. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Checking in on Kira and Rexxar up in the top here. So Kira's sitting halfway now on her Fatal Wounds level 1 quest, getting her eventually that additional couple of seconds of damage. And Misha gonna make her way up onto the point. Once again, though, Falstad making his way up, so we may yet see another gank attempt here onto the Rexxar. Falstad is getting all kinds of damage here. Rexxar in danger, looking to see if Misha can't get over here and help him. They do get the stun and the kill. Misha with the minions. But down here in the boss, Tayuki getting thrown by Garrosh here. J-Lux charging in onto Rhaegar. The stun going out onto Rhaegar. They gotta watch those living bombs, though. Not a ton of damage down here in the bot lane. We just have the Kael'thas as far as damage characters. Unstoppable being used, but Unstoppable doesn't help body blocks. Living bomb going out onto the Diablo. Have to be careful about spreading that to an Uther. Uther doesn't have exactly the best potential for healing. Now, looks like Misha's gonna fall to that Fatal Wounds. And you know what? Fatal Wounds is pretty easy to stack when you've got a Misha to just sit there and auto-attack every once in a while. Zarya pains me, says Serenian. Oh. Towers OP, says Thicon. Indeed. Big throw onto the Uther. Speaking of those towers, and a living bomb coming out as well. Tayuki going to be the one that falls. And looking to try to catch up to Jimmy there to try to get those flash of light heals out. Get a little bit of armor maybe, but not quite able to get there. And the damage going out onto Bashing here. One more shot could have done it, but not quite the range. And still, this is a 4-on-2. So this is remarkably, we'll say, brave of main tank Uther to stick around for. Vala's going to head to middle. It looks like Falstad's going to try to fly into this. So Vala, never mind, just used her multi-shot on the wave. I was going to say, Vala might be able to burst down the Falstad if they're, you know, if they're aware that this is coming. And we got Rhaegar coming over onto the siege camp. And again, with this channel going, I mean, this is always a threat. Now, I'm not entirely sure. Does Falstad have the... It looks like Falstad does have the shield town. I can barely see it on the OBS. The charge coming in, Thicon likely makes it out. Uther probably doesn't at this point. Maybe I was wrong, and Diablo getting the flip here. The stun coming out onto Thicon, so... Looks like everybody's just fine and healthy. And Siege Camp's going to be battling it out here in the bot lane in just a moment. But only for a moment, as main tank Uther making their way down. Level 10's coming up soon for both teams. Slight XP advantage for main tank Uther. 2 moments I'd rather forget. Fair enough. Alright, so at this point here, main tank Uther, so they're doing what I wanted them to do last game. They have a bit of an advantage here. They've got the level 10s, and there's nobody from Tickle Tassadar anywhere nearby, so they're able to make sure that they get some structure value out of this. Living Bomb is going out, so has, again, have to be careful about spreading that. Now, Garrosh is looking, he does have the Unstoppable, but ultimately saying, I'm out of here. Gust used there to push back the siege camp and half the team anyway. Divine Shield coming out, keeping the Diablo just alive. And we're going to get a full disengage now. Mostly full disengage, as Zarya going back in has full energy though, so it does do a lot of damage here, and it's going to be the Ancestral coming out a little too late to save Falstad, and Rhaegar may pay for that as well. Only 65 health, but not quite able to make it unless these minions turn around and shoot him in the face, but they don't. Let's check in here up top. We've got Rexar, we got Kira, and this full bruiser camp. We can't stop here, it's backcountry. But back in the bot lane, working on the fort again. They do have a decent minion wave here, and it's 4 on now 3, but Broomboy very low on the Greymane, on the Garrosh. Checking back in here up top. Slow going, but having the minion wave, and Rexar having absolutely no mana whatsoever means that Garland should be able to take out the tower for sure here. But Zarya getting this shield needs to have one available for Vala, but ultimately the greed of Falstad. So there you go. Yeah, so Tickle Tassadar chose this one, and main tank Uther chose the last one, Monkus. Alright. Unstoppable used there by Garrosh to make sure that Diablo could not charge him into the towers, and in addition to that, they're gonna be able to get the channel. Now this is where Garrosh throws somebody over the wall to the south, right? No, okay. That could have been a good advantage for them for a few moments here, but Broomboy getting the aid from his team, and the Gust coming in to push everybody back. Top picked up here by Kira, as Rexar still doesn't have any mana. Okay. I was gonna say, I don't think that Zarya can get this kill onto Falstad, so maybe a misplay on that ult, as the siege camp is going to be stolen away by main tank Uther, so that's going to have to be dealt with now. Level 13's up for them as well, picking up that siege camp. We're going to see Rexar heading back onto this. So as yet, no Dragon Knights. We're still on the first dragon. It's 13, level 13, 9 minutes into this game. Now, Vala rotating up is nearby, so if, well, never mind. I was going to say, if Misha can pick this up, then they could potentially get that Dragon Knight, but Rexar in danger. The Falstad Fly coming in as well to try to help secure this, but ultimately not going to be able to get the kill, but certainly secure the control over that point. And this game going a little differently. Tickle Tassadar has not quite been able to push into this team, even when it was just, you know, 2 heroes. Oh, Rexar getting the kill on the Kira up in top here. Making use of that tap. Did end up losing that well, but did secure that kill. So Rexar is going to be able to channel top. We've got Uther sitting on the bottom, and we're trying to catch the rotation here as Garrosh finding himself a Diablo. Falstad as well. So this is 2v2, but it's going to be the first Dragon Knight of the game picked up by main tank Uther with Vala driving. Now, if you did not catch the change in rules today, there has been some slight adjustments there. Brightwing is now available for Dragonshire and Volskaya Foundry. She just can't go into the Dragon. So, regardless of the circumstances, if Brightwing is the only player on the map, don't go in the Dragon. It'll cost you the game. But it is something she at least can be played if you needed that Brightwing on the team. And with the Dragon causing pressure in the mid lane, may even be able to get that for it. It's very close here. They're picking up everything in the bot lane. I was way too greedy this game, says Thycon. You know what? I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. Now, middle is still up. I think Misha, yeah, I was gonna say Misha's gonna go in and try to get that out here. Not a lot from the Dragon, so all the Dragon can really do is throw out that Flame Breath, and there's only 5 seconds left anyway, so, oh, Vala, oh, tell me Vala dies for this. Oh my goodness. I mean, that was a good play by Zarya to throw out that Graviton Surge, because otherwise Vala 100% dies there. Garrosh just, like, says, hey. Now, Garrosh checking the bush with his face is gonna get multi-stunned. Yeah, Broomboy in chat, welcome. I think you were here earlier, if I remember correctly. I don't think that was bashing. It might have been bashing. Somebody with a B on your team. So that was unfortunate, but that gives 16 over here to main tank Uther, and Diablo charging in, looking for the Kael'thas, does get the charge into the wall, and the body blocks coming out, even the Ancestral, not enough to keep Kael'thas alive for that one. Oh man, guys. You guys aren't supposed to win. You're not supposed to, like, get kills up in the solo lane. Falstad getting the cleanse out of Rhaegar. But with this catapult and still some minions here, there's the Graviton Surge, the throw onto Jimmy. Jimmy getting taunted, but the Divine Shield coming out, keeping Vala nice and healthy and safe. So half of the bot keep down, thanks to that catch on the Garrosh. No one expects the Rexar level 13 1v1 potential. What is the level 13? Oh, the auto attack speed, right? Yeah. So the flip overpower, or the charge flip overpower, whatever, anyways. Going after the Kael'thas. Thanks to the Mighty Gust, Kael'thas will survive. And let's put these away here for a few moments at least. I don't know that they can really get a lot onto this. They've got the 16 advantage in 3 levels, so I mean there's certainly the value of keeping the pressure up. They just have to be careful about, like, spreading bombs like that. And, well, but if they can get this pick onto Kael'thas, that's huge. The APOC going out is going to miss, but Uther getting the hit with the Holy Light. Jimmy using strafe there to just spread out that damage, ultimately having to back away. And I think this is the opportunity for the team to just back away. They don't have to get this. Jimmy has no health and no mana. Ancestral going out on the bashing though. And there goes Vala, and you know, Thicon, I think, lives for that. So it looks like they do eventually get this keep thanks to the Siege Giants throwing those rocks out. But J-Luck's looking for the Falstad here. Garrosh throwing him out of the way. I don't know. I think that if they just backed away, sent Vala to the point, they could have had a Dragon Knight, gotten that keep, and just walked away to the game. Yeah. Munkus, 30 seconds ago, is like, yeah, back. And here we go. So Rexar, at this point now, gonna fall. So now we've got the man advantage here going over now to Tickle Tassadar. And this is where they can start to actually, you know, really come into this. You know, especially with 2 heroes dead. But Graviton Surge is gonna go out. It's gonna catch the Garrosh here. Garrosh is going to be surrounded by those minions and the spell armor, so ultimately he's going to get taken out. And that was probably about the same or very similar circumstances we saw last game over that bottom control or bottom siege camp, where, you know, going in, you have a man advantage, but Falstad can't fly. Kira's up in the top lane. You know, taking a 3v3 is... you don't have the advantage there. Now, we do have looking for Kira, playing the Jaws theme. So she's gonna pop off that revolving switch. No, she's gonna grappling hook away as soon as she can get far enough away. So, you know, did she make it out of this? Oh no, so close. The multi-shot with the slow. The Dragon Knight channeled for just a moment there in favor of Tickle Tassadar, but ultimately nobody in position. And of course, Diablo went up to the top to flip the top control point. Level 20s though here up for main tank Uther, and now they're going to get aggressive because they can. They've got 5-on-4. This is where they want to be. Graviton Surge is going to come out, is going to get the unstoppable onto Thicon. He's going to dodge out of the way of the multi-shot, but Diablo getting the charge, flip charge, going to take the Kael'thas out, and now the body blocks here coming in onto Falstad as well. And they're going to get a siege camp, and they're going to go end the game, right? What division is this again? Why do these teams not end the game? All right. So we just got Kira back on the map. They don't have Rexar. Rexar's gonna go get the dragon. They're pressuring core with 4 people. I don't know about this, guys. Like, they could lose people here, even though this is 4v3. They're gonna get the kill onto Kira, so that's gonna help him out though. Diablo coming in with the Garrosh, and this looks like it should be game. But as you can see, the Dragon's not even here. With the video game, guys. Main tank Uther taking game number 2 on Dragonshire. Also stat boosting, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you know what? To be fair, they did eventually go there. Eventually, being just a few seconds after. But it just goes to show, like, you have the opportunity, you can win this game. You just have to recognize when to win the game, right? And in this case, they could have done it a few seconds early. And, you know, a 4v3 on the core is not as strong as you would like to think it is going to be. A 5v3, perfectly fine. You can take that out easily, you know, when it's just the 1 DPS. But there's every reason that you could believe that, like, a Garrosh, Rhaegar, Kira could get a kill, and if they get 1 kill, it slows you down, and then the rest of the team shows up, and then you potentially lose the game because now there's a Dragon Knight up. All right, off my soapbox. Let's see, where are we going for game number 3 here? Game number 3 is Battlefield of Eternity. Let's see, so that one was run by blue, this was theirs, this one was theirs. All right, Thycon, who selected BOE? Was it main tank Uther? I'm guessing it's main tank Uther. Just because of the way that you guys have been doing first picks. The update here and show the maps. Make sure to double check my work there, Thycon. I believe that's correct. The first pick team has won in each of these games, so I'm assuming that main tank Uther is the one that selected BOE, since everybody seems to want the first pick. All right, well, we are all loaded for Battlefield of Eternity. Let's get into game number 3. Oh, do I not have their points? Why doesn't it show points on there? Oh, because I didn't sync. There we go. That'll show points. MTU took B. Okay, cool. Got it. Now we got points. Cool. All right, so on the left, we've got main tank Uther. It's going to be J-Lux on the Mal'Ganis. We got Hunter X on Li Ming. Taiyuki playing Anduin. Jimmy on Lunara. And Thunderstruck on Malthael. And over here for Tickle Me Tassadar, we got Deathwing played by Serenian. Bashing going to be playing the Ana, I think, behind that giant tail. Broomboy on the ETC. It's going to be Thycon on Raynor. And Garland playing Hanzo. Hey, welcome everybody from Murda's stream. Hope you guys had a great time. We're doing a replay cast here of main tank Uther versus Tickle Me Tassadar. We're currently in the middle of game 3. Obviously, that means that both teams have won one game so far. And we're just getting started in game 3. Yeah, okay. 20 seconds into the game, Li Ming's dead. It happens. Monk is calling that Tickle Me Tassadar wins this one handily. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I don't know who wins. I did know it was a 3-game series. I don't recall exactly which team wins this one, so we'll have to see. So, I mean, the race value is pretty even, I think, like depending on the talents, but J-Lux here getting very low, taking just the freest of damage. Jimmy making it out with single digits. I'm pretty sure that Jimmy had 2 health. Not 100% positive. Pretty sure. But Hanzo already sitting at 8 stacks on that scatter arrow quest there, level 1. We do have Exterminator for Jimmy as well. Li Ming going into Aether Walker, so might see the magic missile build instead of like the orb build. Going a little bit more into that race, could maybe see Seeker. We'll have to see. And Mal'Ganis going in does get knocked back out of the Night Rush with that healing grenade, pushing J-Lux out, as there's no way that he could be healed. And there's a reason my team just first bans Deathwing every game. All right, well, fair enough. Again, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think Deathwing does get a lot of value here, but I mean, Malthael, right? I mean, if they can get him low enough, then that's just a dead body. We'll see. And speaking of Malthael, Malthael is actually rotating down here. Is going to be able to rotate in behind Tickle Me Tassadar. We're going to see the sleep going out onto Raynor. Mal'Ganis, though, is getting very low. Again, single digits from the scatter arrow. Somehow, main tank Uther making it out multiple times with absolutely no health. But Malthael heading back up to gather the XP in the lane. As we can see here, none of the minions dead. So, ultimately, pretty similar in XP, I would believe. Let's see. Minions 37 to 45. So they missed one full wave, basically, there. As level 4s online for both teams, we see the ping calling for assistance over here for Thycon as Li Ming heading back. So the race, do we have Nature's Calling? We do. All right, looks like we're in a little bit of a defensive position to start with here for main tank Uther, and Tickle Me Tassadar heading to do much the same. We'll zoom out a little bit, move the talents out of the way. J-Luck's gonna get 2 put to sleep here. Did get knocked back from, I think, the penetrating round. And Li Ming's orb going a little bit wide. And it's gonna be the, is that Charge Strikes? Is that what this is called? Yeah, Charge Blast. So getting the additional damage after hitting with a missile, getting, and then the auto attack damage. But the Taking Me Tassadar getting right onto the race. They're gonna hit halftime. Yeah, just barely ahead. 200 points ahead of main tank Uther. So the race, at least right now, very similar here. And we see the defense call for the blue team, it looks like, maybe? Or is it just Mal'Ganis? Mal'Ganis is in major danger here, though. Does get the power slide, so he gets taken down there. And he's going to have to back away, but it looks like with 382, main tank Uther barely picking this up. And they want to fight for these globes. This is surprising. Tayuki is not going to make it out with single digits. Lunara also getting very low here. And Mal'Ganis having to kind of split off to the side there. So only the 1 death. Yikes. All right, Immortal, you're drunk. You keep saying the same thing over and over again. Let's go. Down here in the bot lane, so we do have Li Ming and Malthael versus the Deathwing. Having that death up in the upper half of the map kind of gives this a lot more value. And it is going to be Seeker there. And you know what? I mean, Seeker gets a lot of value on the Immortal, but it's also probably pretty easy to hit that onto Deathwing, and that can be a lot of damage onto Deathwing. J-Lux maybe once again. Oh, never mind. Leap of Faith is a thing. So Deathwing sitting about half health is going to breathe on those last 2 minions to make sure that they can't just come into this. And trying to finish off that well. They do get the well in the bot lane as well, so a little bit more value in the bot lane than got in top here. But Lunara getting work done here. Hanzo barely a hero as he's getting 2/3 of his health melted down now. And it's important to note, I mean, this is 4-1 for Tickle Me Tassadar, 3-2 here for main tank Uther. And at least for right now, main tank Uther is getting all of the value out of this. I mean, there's a little bit here for Tickle Me Tassadar, but I mean, half of this bottom fort is already down, and Cernian's taking a fair bit of damage as well between Malthael and Li Ming. That said, Li Ming doesn't have a lot of mana, and not having the what's that called again? Wow. Anyways, the teleport. Calamity. Not having Calamity makes it so that her damage, you know, comes straight from missiles and orbs, so she's got to have mana to do that. Having that level 0 or level 1 free teleport does nothing for her as far as a damage perspective if she can't cast that missile. So we're gonna see Tickle Me Tassadar picking up that siege camp that puts them very slightly ahead in the XP, about a quarter of a level or so. As main tank Uther are gonna be first onto the Immortal, and they're gonna get to that halfway point very quickly. Sitting 5k ahead on that race. And the Immortals in their defensive positions, so teams have to decide to be aggressive here. And at least right now, it's looking like it's all Tickle Me Tassadar on the aggression. World Breaker form here for the Destroyer, so he's throwing out those stuns, his Earthbreaker stuns. Face Melt gonna come out. Thunderstruck here has no issues, but he gets stunned by the Deathwing. Deathwing dropping very quickly. Again, having to be careful there. He's sitting now just on the 1 armor plating, so I kind of expect that Tickle Me Tassadar is going to pull back here soon. As I mean, Deathwing's got about 1,000 health there. I mean, that's a Li Ming combo, an orb and a missile, and he's toast. But Li Ming did have to go back. Neither team has any, you know, camps going in the lanes, so there's not any pressure specifically. There aren't any forts down. And so ultimately, because of that fact, we're going to see Hanzo and Ana get to work on their shaman camp, as they do now get level 10s. And main tank Uther not far behind. They are getting a little bit of value out of this bot lane, the pressure from the minions getting close into that fort. And here comes Deathwing. They do have level 10s on both sides here, as Ana going into that Eye of Horus here. Broomboy fairly low, has 50% healing reduction as well from the Malthael. And Deathwing's going to pop off that Fire Breath. So Mal'Ganis going in, and there goes Deathwing very low. Did they have a last rites? It's coming out, and it dodges the Protect. But Malthael will pay for that. I think that's a net gain here for main tank Uther, as especially if they continue to get resets for the Li Ming, as Hanzo falling here a few moments ago. Now down below, Rainer's going to clear up this lane, but ultimately that should be a Immortal going over to main tank Uther. Is it because Deathwing is OP? I don't know, Monkus. I don't know. I think there was an interview that I had with somebody the other day. I don't remember who it was, but they said, you know, they banned Deathwing because it meant that they, not because they felt that they couldn't play against Deathwing, but because it limited their drafting possibilities. And that makes sense, right? I mean, it means that you have to pick a certain style of comp in a way. So Broomboy here creating space, and Hanzo getting the kill onto Mal'Ganis is going to be huge for them. The Immortal now out of shielding, so at this point I think this is a good time for, you know, main tank Uther to gather their soak and find something else to do. It looks like they're going to look at that top camp perhaps. And I don't know how quickly they can burn this down. I mean, if Tickle Tassadar wants to come in on this, it's going to be too late. So never mind. And apparently, in the middle of checking that, Deathwing manages to find himself a Malthael pretty handily too. I mean, only sitting, you know, 25% down on his health bar. You kind of would expect to see more than that. But Lunara getting a load of damage out here. The Dragon Arrow did hit onto the Mal'Ganis, but a big magic missiles right onto Hanzo with that Seeker, bringing him down to half. And we can see, like, especially at level 16, if presumably Li Ming does, but if she gets that mirror ball, I mean, that's 80% of Hanzo's health if she can hit with all 5. So we'll see how that turns out, as level 13's coming online for Tickle Tassadar. Looking to potentially get this fort is main tank Uther, as they now get their 13s. And Li Ming able to poke this out pretty decently here. Although sitting with Malthael in the other lane, this is a 5-on-4. Checking out the Mastery Rings, Rainer is the only one on the side of Tickle Tassadar with the Mastery Ring. Is Prog Rock going to get finished up there as well? Li Ming has the Mastery Ring as well. And here comes the Hyperion, the sleep coming out from Mal'Ganis, but ETC is right up in the back of the line there. Carrion Swarm coming out, and Broomboy pulling back. Doesn't have a whole lot of health here. The Cataclysm coming in. Dragon's Arrow is going to miss. Taiyuki going to go hard in on for that camp, but standing in the Cataclysm is ultimately, well, it's going to burn him. But Last Rites coming out onto Deathwing is going to secure that kill. Where's Malthael? There's Malthael. That skin is always a little confusing for me to see. Gotta take Q at 13, Deathwing, says Monkus. What is this level 13? Take a look at this. Yeah, the Q, the reduced energy cost, is really awesome. I mean, this ability is, like, I like using it if you're staying in Worldbreaker form a lot, because the cooldown reduction on the E is very nice. But the fact that, you know, you can queue for 20 seconds or something like that is huge with that energy reduction. Somebody stood in the fire, says Nera. That's absolutely true. But this time, the Immortal going over to the side of Tickle Tassadar. And they've got a pretty solid shield on this. Top lane did get the fort Bottom lane still has the fort up here, so main tank Uther has a little bit of pressure in the top lane. Currently, there's one catapult up there. We can see that. We can see, there he goes. But the fire breath coming out is going to put Deathwing sitting there at half energy. And the Immortal still sitting with a full health bar out of the shield though. So this fort is all but gone for... And there's the reset as well for main tank Uther here. So Cataclysm is back. We could see another one as the Dragon Arrow missing once again here. Hyperion coming out, charging up those Yamato cannons. And as you can see there, that one shot taking off about a third of that bottom tower. Hyperion gets a lot of value, especially on a 2-lane map where, you know, there's just a limited amount of structures. Hunter diving out with that teleport, getting away from the ETC. Just barely missing that Hanzo as well. Alrighty, 16's here. You can queue in either. That is true. That is true. I mean, the E works in both forms too. You're right. It's just a different, you know, the bite. The 60% slow is kind of nice. I mean, you know, again, it's a CC tier versus a not a mana, but an energy reduction tier for the queue. And again, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think that it's fantastic. Berta, mastery rings are the only thing that matter in HOTS. You know what? I gotta tell you, I can't wait for the upgraded, like the level 3 and level 4 mastery rings. Being able to show off heroes that are over 100 is gonna be so awesome. All right, well, rotating in, well, there's the Earthbreaker coming in to stun out the rotation onto Deathwing, rather. As the Shaman Camp now going to be picked up here by Tickle Tassadar. But that leaves this open. I mean, this should be a dead fort now. And there it is, the Mirror Ball. So again, Li Ming's going to hit for so much damage onto basically anything that's not a fort. So here we go. And this works unfair advantage, slowed, rooted, or stunned. So who do we have? So the Anduin. I think sleeps are considered stuns, so that'll help as well from Mal'Ganis. But with Mirror Ball now, that's a lot of damage. Again, like I said, race is still pretty close to even. Okay, it looks like it's a lot more even than it actually is, I guess. That's still 4k of difference. That's like a 10% difference. So Cataclysm coming in onto the team. We did see the sleep in the back. Still looking for a mosh pit is ETC as Mal'Ganis going in hard. I don't think he actually landed the living bomb, or the light bomb rather. And Thunderstruck trying to dodge the Eye of Horus. But Cataclysm's going to come in just barely missing Malthael, and that's going to give the Immortal over here to main tank Uther, as they were able to keep on the point there and push that out. So that's going to be going into a keep now. Is almost level 3000. That's true. That's true. 2536, I think. I have a little ways to go though. Personally, I prefer Orbing with Glass Cannon 13. So yeah, I mean, especially with the level 4 and you know, changes that they made, the cooldown reduction, the mana return when you hit people at long range. You know, especially with the missiles onto Deathwing though, I actually kind of like that idea. And the race is probably, actually it's probably better with the missiles, especially with the teleport, the Aether Walker getting that 10% bonus. Now, can Malthael get out? What is his level 1? Pale Horse, so no, he's toast. And getting that kill is pretty high value. Now, they're pinging for this Shaman Camp, and there's absolutely nothing the main tank Uther can do to stop it, other than, like, they do have a lot of poke. So if Li Ming can get some missiles on people and some orbs, the problem is that those, you know, are AoE effects and can just as much provide value for Tickle Tassadar onto the Shaman, which we are going to see. But again, that one missile barrage there onto Deathwing, who, by the way, has to stand there for a few moments anytime he casts a spell, was a good 25%, 30% of his health. So Hyperion coming out. This looks like it's going to be bottom keep. And with Malthael dead, I mean, this could potentially lead to a game if they can get any other kills. Maybe it's not bot keep? Okay, there you go. Catapult was like, hey, this is my keep. Deathwing gonna fly up into the air. And this is starting to get to critical time here for main tank Uther. They're gonna be down level 20s. Oh, and this is huge. Deathwing's up in the top lane. Big sleep onto 2 here. Looking for some Li Ming hits here. Where is it? Big mosh pit, but gets interrupted. There's the missile and orb missing there. Malthael gonna get the kill onto Ana. Does, and Hanzo as well. So 2 kills so far. ETC may be the next one to fall, as Malthael looking to chase him down. They get the chastise, and that's a 3 kills for nothing trade with Deathwing up in the top lane that whole time. That was a long rotation to get up here to this wall. 40 seconds until Hanzo's back. 50 for ETC, 30 for Ana. They do have a lot of damage here, so they can take this out. As you can see here, Mal'Ganis falling very low. Has to be extra careful. Oh my goodness. Half of Rainer's health gone in 1 missile. So level 20 is available now for Tickle Me Tassadar. Not quite able to get that keep. That will force the Immortal down into the bot lane, and it looks like they'll all be up. So Tickle Me Tassadar is gonna have the opportunity now to defend. Certainly the full Immortal if main tank Uther is able to get this. And I mean, they may even be able to get just right onto the race if they just head everybody over there. With Li Ming and Malthael both being back. Are they? I was gonna say they're not gonna get the shaman camp, are they? And they've got to do it. Like, they got to have everybody here. ETC's not here though, so Rainer going into this is super sketch. He's gonna get healed up by Ana, but the Deathwing is gonna get the what just happened? Like, oh, Malthael wasn't even there, was he? Okay, so that's a 4 for nothing. So Tickle Me Tassadar wins, right? Right? They're going for it. No, they're not. They're chasing Malthael. Why are they chasing Malthael? What is going on here? All right, GG's being called, and it looks like this is going to be a 2-1 victory for Tickle Me Tassadar. As Cataclysm coming over the top. Malthael trying to get this Immortal done, but there's not anything that can be done about that. ETC throwing out a little bit of BM at the end too. Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, that was a bit of an awkward ending. You know, they get the kills, and then they went for the they went all the way up to the top to get the top fort because the wall was down there. And you know, they didn't have the level 20s. I think, you know, that's a tough call. I think they probably could have made it if they just went for the full race, worked on getting level 20s, you know, either a little bit between halftime and after the Immortal. Maybe they probably would have been on even levels at that point. But you know what, that was a well played series. Both teams had some you know, good showcase in there, and I think, you know, either team could have ultimately won this set. So that was a good game between these teams. Glad that I got to do the replay cast for this. So, but that's it. That's all we're doing tonight. It's too late for me to pick up another one. So let's give them their point. There it is. And yeah, thanks everybody for joining me tonight. We got to see the Div B West game earlier between Feigned Competence and Phoenix Rising Onyx. So had some fun with that. And then of course this replay cast here. So once again, Silvara / Hunter X had the, pulled out the channel points for that one. So if you guys hang out for a while, you'll build up those channel points, and if there are any specific replays that you want to have cast, then all you got to do is cash in those channel points just down there at the bottom left of your chat window. So yeah, so thanks again everybody, have a great night, and we'll see you again soon.